Hi, Mrs. Smith. How are you doing today?
I'm all right.
That's good. So today we're going to take a little bit of time to do this semi-structured diagnostic interview. It's going to help us hone in on some of the difficulties TJ seems to be having in school and at home, and it'll help me be able to help your family.
Okay.
Did you have any questions before I began?
Should we be doing this interview with TJ or?
I'm actually going to speak to you first, and then I'll be speaking to TJ separately.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yep.
Sounds great. One moment. So, in general, would you say that TJ seems to be feeling consistently sad or blue or empty?
Maybe sometimes. I see he worries a lot, especially about his schoolwork. But I don't know if I would say he's blue or down in the dumps or anything.
Okay. Do you often find him crying?
Yeah, he cries a lot,
Hmm.
especially at home.
How does that feel for you?
It's awful. I mean, I don't know how to help him. I don't know, whenever something goes wrong, it's just like he can't manage his emotions and it just erupts and we don't really know how to handle it anymore.
Hmm. That must be frustrating.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Um, do you notice that he often gets annoyed or irritated?
Oh, definitely. Even more so than, being sad. I think that's the major problem with him.
Okay. At little things?
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, the smallest thing could go wrong and he just has a full out tantrum.
Do you notice times where he often shows this temper?
Yeah, he's really aggressive with my daughter. She's a few years younger than him, and he's just very aggressive with her and gets really agitated with her and is always, fighting with her.
Must be difficult as the parents to not get in between.
Yeah, I want to help them both out, and I know there's something going on with him, so I don't want to be, too punishing with him.
Hmm.
But I also don't want my daughter to get hurt.
That makes sense. Um, and this happens often where he's losing his temper?
Yeah, especially, when we try and help him with homework, especially myself, because I know he's struggling. And I would say more days than not during the week, I try and help him out with the homework, and it just ends in a huge fight.
And so this happens at home. Is this also happening with his friends or at school?
I've heard, I mean, he's had some incidents, maybe like at camp, he had an incident. But at school, I don't think he shows as much as he does when he's at home. I think the aggression is more towards us.
Okay. Has he made any comments about killing others or killing himself or hurting himself in any way?
Yes, he has. He said, "I'm going to kill her," talking about my daughter. He also said something similar, like I said, when he was at camp. There's an argument that he had with one of his friends or another person in the same bunk as him before they went to bed, and he made a threat like that, which just scares me because I don't know where that's coming from.
Do you think he has a plan to do any of these things or?
I don't think so. I think he's just so impulsive that it just comes out, and I
Hmm.
don't think he knows what he's saying. I think it's just he doesn't know how else to express himself.
Right. Um, do you notice that he is expressing any boredom
I don't think so.
or even loss of interest in activities?
No, no, nothing
Okay.
like that.
What are some things he likes to do for fun?
Um, he likes playing video games. He sometimes goes outside and plays sports.
Okay.
I haven't noticed any change in that though.
So he likes to do these activities still.
Yeah, I mean he plays with his friends at school at recess. I don't
Okay.
think any of that's changed.
Okay. That's good. Um, um, Often kids that are feeling upset or feeling bad often might wish that they were dead or feel like they'd be better off
Mm-hmm.
dead. Do you think TJ ever has these types of thoughts?
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah. Um, do you think he has a plan for doing any of these things?
No, I think it's the same thing I said before when he makes those, really big threats against other people.
Mm-hmm.
He just says it because he doesn't know how else to manage what's going on.
Okay.
Um, but at the same time, like I don't know. It still scares me.
Yeah.
Like it's still something he said.
How do others react to him saying these things?
They're scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely affecting him socially. He can't say those things to people, and then they don't make jokes about that type of stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Has he ever made any suicidal attempts?
No, he just says things about it.
Okay. Has he ever used anything for self-mutilation?
No, he doesn't do that.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about his mood in
Okay.
general. Have you noticed an elevated mood?
In what way?
Sorry. Does he ever seem like he's super happy, but then goes back down to like completely sad, where he's jumping from mood to mood?
I don't think so. I mean, he's like angry and then upset and stuff like that. I don't ever see him being really, really happy and then all of a sudden not being that way.
Okay. Have you noticed any times where he's very irritable and angry and he explodes?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Does he ever throw things or break things when he's like that, or tear his room apart?
He does get a little bit violent. He's, like I said, he has problems with his sister.
Mm-hmm.
He's shoved her into doors and he's violent in that way.
Okay. Is he ever aggressive towards you or your husband?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And yeah.
Has he ever punched a hole in the wall when he was really angry?
No, he hasn't done that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, though. It does get to that point.
Okay. Does he ever seem to be super angry without any rhyme or reason?
I don't think it's ever out of the blue. Something always triggers it. It might be, something small.
Okay.
But I've never really noticed that all of a sudden he'll just be angry for nothing. I can typically pinpoint a time, like a reason for it, whether it's him struggling with homework or a problem with his sister or something like that.
Okay. Do you ever notice times where he's very energetic, more than usual?
So,
Or that he's super hyper?
yeah, he's definitely hyper sometimes.
Okay.
I think he's just a little, maybe like restless. I don't know. I just feel like he has so much inside of him. He doesn't know what to do with it, and that's where a lot of these outbursts come from.
Okay. Are there times where he's speaking really fast, or seems like he's thinking super fast, or?
I don't know. I wouldn't really say that.
Okay. How is his sleep? Does it seem like he's sleeping a little less than he used to, or?
His sleep has been fine. I haven't noticed any big differences with that.
Okay. And has there been any times when your child was excessively focused on sex or nudity?
No.
Okay. Has there been any inappropriate instances in public where he's been really preoccupied with his sexuality?
I can't remember any of that, no.
Okay. Have you noticed him? Has he talked to you at all about voices that other people can't hear?
Like if he's going crazy?
Not necessarily going crazy, but just maybe he'll tell you about something that you can't hear.
No, he doesn't have anything like that. It's
Okay.
mainly a problem with his anger, I think.
Okay. Um, is there anything that does it seem like he's hiding any secret thoughts about people that he can't see, or does he ever talk about any sort of delusions,
No,
any
no,
special powers, or anything like that
no.
that don't
Not at all.
seem realistic?
Yeah, no, I don't remember any of that happening ever.
Okay. Um, do you ever notice that all of a sudden he might be feeling very anxious or nervous or frightened?
Um, Maybe anxious, but not because he's scared of anything, I don't think.
Okay. Um, does he get scared of going to crowded places or going outside in public by himself?
Sometimes he gets really nervous when his friends hang out outside of class, and seeing them. He just has a lot of problems with his friends and
Okay.
his other classmates.
Okay. Um, does he worry about going to the mall or traveling by car or bus?
Um, no, no, not really.
Okay. Um, do you think there are any activities that he avoids because he's so worried about something going wrong?
Yeah, with his friends and his peers, I think he avoids a lot of situations, especially outside of school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of times when he doesn't know what's going to happen, or if his friends are doing something new and exciting, he gets really nervous about it. And we'll just say he's not really interested. And I know he's kind of, I think, more avoiding it
Okay.
if
So it
he's
sounds like when
nervous.
it's when he's trying something new, and so he'd rather avoid it than to try
Yeah, I
it.
think he likes things to be very set and know the plan and know what's going on. Kind of like more of being like a perfectionist. Like he has to know what's happening.
Right.
Um, so
Okay. Um, does he ever seem to worry about being separated from you or your husband?
I definitely not my husband. Him and my husband don't get along very well.
Okay.
With me, I think I know how much he struggles,
Mm-hmm.
and I try and help him out a lot.
Okay.
Um, so but I don't think he's like scared of me being somewhere else. He knows that I'm always gonna I'm always there for him. I don't think he needs me physically there to know that.
Okay. Do you think he ever worries about you getting lost or kidnapped or killed?
No, no, no.
Okay. Um, does he ever have to be forced to go to school?
Sometimes, especially before a test or something, he gets very nervous, and we have arguments about him not wanting to get up and go to school, and we have to, it's a big battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's always awful to wake up in the morning and know that it's just gonna, the rest of the day is kind of shot, and
Right.
it's just gonna end badly.
How does it feel in the household when it's like that?
It's always tense. I mean, on those
Yeah.
days it's even worse, but I feel like I'm just waiting for him to snap and waiting for something to happen.
Sounds like you kind of live in fear of how he might react.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to help him out, and I feel like that's not doing anything. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of, I don't know, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what else to do.
Sound kind of frustrated.
Hmm.
Does he fear sleeping by himself or sleeping away from home?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, he went to a sleepaway camp, and I mean, he had to, come back because he made that threat, but he never really had a problem like sleeping over there.
Okay. Um, is he very shy?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Is he nervous or self-conscious around people he's never met before or doesn't know very well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know, at school he has such a weird relationship with his teachers. I
What do you mean
mean,
by that?
like there's the teachers who he doesn't like
Mm-hmm.
and who kind of, push him to do things and are a little bit harsher,
Mm-hmm.
and he like follows along with what they're saying. But
Okay.
then with other teachers who I guess he's gotten to know better, he's, I don't know, he just is, I don't know how to explain it. He just acts much differently.
So it sounds like he acts differently and around different people.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, does he seem to be afraid of anything in particular?
Um, I think he's just afraid of things going wrong in general. I mean, he's such a perfectionist with everything. He needs to know what's happening and what's going on. When he does his homework, he has to make sure he gets everything right. At school,
Okay.
he has to make sure he takes the best notes. And I just feel like he's nervous that he's not going to do everything perfectly.
Okay. Um, is he scared to death of dogs or horses or insects or heights or elevators, subway, the dark, any of those things?
Um, no, he's not afraid of any of that.
Okay.
He
Um,
has like a big fear of needles, though. And
okay.
I mean, I would say that's something that it's always been a problem though since he was younger.
Okay. Do you think he worries an excessive amount?
Um, yes, I do. I think he worries again about being not being perfect, but at the same time, I mean, I know it's normal for kids to worry.
Okay.
He's a high schooler. It's his first year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not used to the work, and so he's worried about that. But I feel like that's pretty typical. I mean, most kids worry. Um,
Do you think he worries more than other kids his age?
um, it's hard for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess his teachers have said that to me before.
Okay.
That it's, I guess, not really age typical.
What are some things that he worries about?
He's worried about new situations,
Okay.
not knowing what's going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
getting, bad grades.
Okay. Um, does he ever seem to be getting sick often? And so it causes him to miss school or other activities?
No, he doesn't ever get sick.
Any complaints of aches or pains?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay. Um, does he often seem uptight or very tense?
Yeah, he is, maybe not uptight, but I can tell that there's something going on, and he's tense.
And when he tries to relax, he has difficulty?
He doesn't know how to relax. I mean, that's why he just explodes. He doesn't know how to calm himself down.
Does he seem kind of jumpy and on edge?
Yeah, especially when we're doing homework with him. Like I said, I feel like he's gonna just snap.
Okay. Does he seem to have reoccurrent thoughts or impulses or images um, of things that he wouldn't be able to control? Specific worries, maybe?
Maybe just the school thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So maybe there's pictures that keep popping into his head over and over again for no reason.
I don't remember him talking about anything like that.
Okay. Do you notice repetitive or purposeful behaviors that he has little control over?
Can you give me like an example?
Sure. You notice that he's being silly over and over again, even though, or he might be touching things over and over again, or.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah, no, he
Uh-huh.
doesn't. I don't think he does any of that stuff. He doesn't repeat any behaviors.
Okay. He doesn't seem focused on certain actions, like over and over again?
No.
Okay.
No.
Does he have any issues with wetting bed or?
No.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done that since he was little.
Okay. How little would you say?
I mean, maybe like when he had nightmares or something when he was like 5.
Okay. And sometimes kids, have these accidents or soil their beds or whatever. So you said no for wetting the bed or soiling the bed.
Yeah, no, he doesn't do either of those.
Okay. Does he have any preoccupations with his weight? Like wanting to be thinner or being afraid of getting fat?
He doesn't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this past summer, he was put on a different medication that made him gain a lot of weight.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's high school. I'm sure it's a problem for him. He doesn't talk about it though.
Okay. Do you think he spends a lot of time thinking about food or worrying about what's healthy?
I don't think so. He never talks anything about that.
Okay. Do you think he's been on any diets or used any diet pills or
No,
laxatives?
no, no. He doesn't do that.
Anything like making himself throw up?
Nope.
Does he exercise excessively?
No, he doesn't exercise. I mean, he goes outside and plays, but
Okay.
he's not worried about losing weight. I don't think.
Okay.
Like I said, he did gain weight. I mean, I feel like that might be something that I need to ask him about.
Okay.
Now that you bring it up.
Okay. Do you notice any excessive rapid eating?
No.
Okay. Um, does he seem to have difficulty paying attention in school?
Um, Sometimes he is a little bit inattentive.
Uh-huh. And does it affect his schoolwork?
I think a little bit, yeah. I don't, his whole school problems just, I don't know what's going on there.
Does he get into trouble because of this inattentiveness, or?
He gets mainly into trouble because he's always asking them questions about how to do the work.
Right.
He just is so worried he's going to get something wrong. And that's when he becomes a big disruption in class.
Okay. Do you notice difficulty when he sits down to do homework?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, it's really hard for us to do homework.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll try and help him because I know he wants the help and I know he needs the help, but
Mm-hmm.
he'll just say he doesn't want it and he just won't focus.
I think you had said before that he had some aggressive tendencies, and it was
Doing
coming up
homework?
when he was doing his homework too.
Yeah.
Does that happen often?
Yeah, at least half the week.
Do his teachers complain about him?
They don't see the aggression at school.
Mm-hmm.
That's just at home.
Okay. Do they have any complaints about him, or?
Yeah, they just complain that he's always asking about, how he should be doing his work and what he needs to know for the test.
Okay.
So he just always wants someone to tell him he's doing an okay job.
Okay. So he likes that reassurance.
Yes, that's the word I would use.
Okay.
So they can't help the other students because they are always having to attend to him, and I don't know. I try and give him reassurance when he's at home so that he doesn't need it at school, but he just wants it anyways.
Okay. Does he have difficulty staying in his seat at school?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe he might want to get up to go ask the teacher for reassurance, but it's not because he's like hyper.
Right. Does he would you say that he acts before he thinks or thinks before he acts?
I would say, I mean, he's really impulsive, so I would say he probably acts before he thinks it through all the way.
Okay. Do you think these impulsive behaviors get him into trouble?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, the thing at camp, he just said, "I'm gonna kill you" to someone. I mean, that got him into a bunch of trouble.
It must have been difficult.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Excuse me. Has there been times you've mentioned where he loses his temper often, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And how often would you say that happens?
Multiple times a week.
Okay.
He's very aggressive. I feel so terrible for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He's just always going after her.
Okay. Do you find that he argues a lot with adults?
Yes, definitely, and especially with me and my husband.
What kinds of arguments do you guys get into?
Over homework and, hanging out with his friends and fighting with my daughter, doing chores.
Mm-hmm.
Really everything and anything. Like, everything's an argument. I feel bad saying this because I'm his parent, but I just don't want to talk to him sometimes because I'm scared of what he's going to say.
Makes
And so
sense.
sometimes I just do it for him because I don't even want to ask him.
Okay. Does he seem to deliberately defy or disobey rules at home or at school?
Yeah. Maybe not really at school, but
More
at
at home?
home, yeah.
Okay.
He knows what chores he has to do. He knows what's expected of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's 14 years old. I feel like he should be able to understand. But
Right. Um, as we know, everybody lies, but sometimes kids tell lies to exaggerate, and sometimes kids tell lies to get out of trouble,
mm-hmm,
while others might lie to con or cheat others.
mm-hmm.
Do you think TJ ever tells lies?
I don't think so. Lying's never really been a problem with
Okay.
him. No.
Has he ever been called a liar by anyone?
No.
Okay. Does he have a lot of unexplainable absences from school?
No. No.
Okay.
There's just the few times when he didn't want to go to school because of, some anxiety about a test, but usually we're able to work through it. He's
Okay.
missed some days, but it's not been a problem where he's, in trouble for it.
All right. Okay. Does he seem to initiate any fights or fist fights?
He initiates fights with his sister all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Not so much at school?
No, I don't really see. His teachers, I ask them because I know how aggressive he is at home, and
Mm-hmm.
they've always told me that he's not like that at school.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he does have something where he says he hates some people, and he doesn't even really know them.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's resulted in any actual fist fights.
Right. Has he ever hit a teacher or parent or adult?
Besides us, or including us?
Including.
He's hit us, yes.
Okay. Does he seem to bully others at all? Other kids?
Yeah. Not at school, but when he's not at school, I feel like he's a different person.
Okay. I see the theme. In the past year, has he stolen anything?
I hope not. I don't think so.
Okay. Does he seem to have any motor tics?
No, he doesn't have any of that.
Okay. Does he have any, are there any specific noises or repeated sounds or words that he can't control?
No.
Okay. Did you notice any delay in development of his communication skills when he was a young child?
No, he was pretty, normally regular, developing child.
Okay. No unusual motor
Mm-mm.
mannerisms? Okay.
No.
Does he have to follow specific routines or rituals? Is he
No.
rigid?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Does he have a persistent preoccupation with anything at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
How is he with eye contact?
I haven't noticed anything weird with that.
Okay.
I think
And
pretty normal.
Okay. And his facial expressions, you can tell when he's happy or sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He can't. I feel like he doesn't even know what he's feeling, but
Okay.
I think I've gotten used to it where I can tell what's coming and what's going on.
Okay. Do you know if he has ever smoked or chewed tobacco?
He better not have. I don't think so.
Okay. Um, what about alcohol use?
No.
Okay. Um, is there any drug usage that you know of?
Nope.
Okay. Um, I'm just going to list a number of traumatic events, and you could just tell me if he has been through any of these things with a
Okay.
yes or a no.
Okay.
A car accident,
No.
any other type of accident,
No.
a fire,
No.
witnessing of a disaster,
No.
witnessing of a violent crime,
Nope.
victim of a violent crime,
No.
confronted with any sort of traumatic news,
Nope.
terrorism related trauma,
Mm-mm.
war zone trauma,
No.
witness to domestic violence.
No. My husband is very angry, but he's never hit me.
Okay.
I don't know if it has to be him hitting me, but
Okay.
he does
So
yell.
TJ has witnessed maybe you two arguing or
Yeah.
something? Okay. Um, is there any physical abuse that he's...
No.
Okay. Sexual abuse?
Nope.
Anything else that you could think of that I didn't mention that was really bad or scary that he went through?
No, I don't think he's really been through any trauma in that way.
Okay. Um, right. I just have a few more questions. You're doing a good job. Um, um, so he started feeling, does he seem to be showing feelings of depression or sad moods?
I mean, I don't think sadness is like the major thing going on.
Okay. Does he seem to be feeling irritable or angry?
Yes, he's definitely irritable. He's definitely angry.
Okay.
But I don't know about sadness. I don't know where it's coming from.
Do you think these irritable moods are present for most of the day?
Yes.
Do you think it's been at least a year since this has been happening?
Yeah, it's always been a problem.
Okay. Does he seem to have any sleep disturbances?
No.
Okay. Does he feel very tired a lot of the time?
I not that I can notice. No.
Okay. Does he have poor concentration, inattention, or slowed thinking?
I think maybe his teachers say that sometimes he's a little inattentive in class.
Okay.
So I would say yes.
Okay. Does he have a decreased appetite?
No, if anything, it's increased.
Okay. And weight loss, you said?
No, weight gain.
Okay. Does he seem to have the inability to sit still or pace?
No, I don't really observe that.
Fidgety? Okay.
No, not really. No.
Okay. Does he seem slowed down in his physical movement or reactions or speech?
I don't think so. I think he's more like heat up or.
Does he ever seem to be feeling inadequate or inferior?
I think he definitely feels inadequate sometimes. That's why he always needs reassurance. He needs to know kind of what's going on and if he's doing the right thing.
That makes sense. Does he have excessive or inappropriate guilt?
No, definitely not.
Okay. Does he feel hopeless or helpless?
I think he might feel a little bit of that.
Okay.
Again, with, always needing reassurance and like no matter what we do, it's not helping. I mean, I really try and help him out, and I just feel like it's not working.
Mm-hmm. Um, okay. Sorry. Does he, even if he's presented with something positive, does he seem depressed or irritable? So, to give you an example, if someone came to try to cheer him up, would he get irritated by them?
I definitely think so. Like I said, I try and go and help him out, and he's so angry. He gets mad at me, yells at me.
Okay, it must be hard.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help, and I don't want to get mad at him because I know there's something going on, but at the same time, I feel like I've tried everything.
Mm-hmm. Does he feel particularly irritable or depressed at a specific time of the day, like morning, afternoon, evening, right before bed?
It's definitely worse at night when we're trying to do work and after we've had dinner and everything. So I think at night is when it's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if he knows he has a test the next day,
Mm-hmm.
or if he has some type of outing planned with his, friends.
Right.
Those are the times when it's the worst.
Right. Okay. Is he extremely sensitive of being rejected?
I don't. I don't know. He's never talked about that.
Okay. Like if you and your son get into a fight, and he thinks that you're mad at him, does it like make him really upset for like a very long time?
He never talks about being mad at me.
Okay.
So I don't think so.
Um, does he feel tired or without energy?
No.
Okay. Does it seem like he has low self-esteem more often than not?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Difficulty concentrating.
Maybe sometimes.
Like, so it's difficult for him to keep his mind on schoolwork or reading a book or watching TV.
Yeah, I think he does get a little bit distracted with things.
Does it seem like he's often feeling discouraged about the future?
I don't know if he ever really thinks about the future. I mean, like how far in the future?
I mean, just generally speaking, I guess.
Like he worries about, upcoming tests and maybe like field trips.
Right.
So that he thinks about a lot. But as far as like his future, like will he get a job or something like that, I don't think he's as worried about that.
Okay, that makes sense. Does he have periods of elevated mood?
I don't ever see him being really, really happy.
Okay. Um, does he seem very, very like high self-esteem ever?
No.
Okay. Do you ever notice any like pressured speech? So he's super high or super happy or super angry.
Maybe when he's angry.
Okay, so he's
But
talking a lot or talking fast.
I don't actually think it's really like that though when he's angry.
Mm-hmm.
He gets, very loud, but
Okay.
I wouldn't say he talks fast and is like pressured to talk.
And it's not, you don't have difficulty understanding him when he's like this?
No.
Okay. Does he seem to have racing thoughts? Like he's going all over the place really quickly in what he's saying?
I don't think so.
Like he's changing the topic really quickly? Anything like that?
I don't think he does that.
Okay. Does he okay, sorry. Does he seem to sorry. One moment. Um Just getting to the right page. We're almost done.
Okay.
Does he ever feel guilty or have feelings that he's done something terrible?
I don't think so, no. He doesn't. He's never really expressed that he's felt guilty about any of like the aggressive things that he's done with us or with my daughter.
Okay. Does he ever seem to be thinking that something else is controlling him, some other force or power?
I don't think so.
So, like an example, like that he's like a puppet being controlled by something else.
He's never made any comments about that.
Okay. Does he seem to have any serious... Sorry, I'm on the wrong section. Does he ever seem to have flat affect?
What
So,
does that mean?
like no emotion in his voice.
Oh, no, no, I don't think so. I can typically tell kind of how he's feeling by how he's acting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Does he ever have a lot of nightmares?
No,
Does he ever get sick to his stomach or throw up
no,
or have headaches?
mm-mm,
Does he ever get worried about separating from you or your husband?
no.
Um, Does he enjoy being with his family and
I
others you know?
I don't think he enjoyed being with his family, no.
Does he have any best friends?
No, he doesn't. He talks a lot. I mean, I feel like he'll hang out with people, but he doesn't really call them his friends. He's so quick to say that he doesn't like people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, the teacher. I ask about again, how he is at school, and his teachers say that he doesn't have like a best friend. I feel like a lot of kids his age have a best friend. I had a best friend
Mm-hmm.
when I was his age, and he doesn't have that. I mean, he doesn't like sit by himself or anything, but he
Right.
doesn't. There's not one person that he's always with.
Okay.
I feel like he's just more alone.
Um, does he ever avoid doing specific things because he felt shy or worried about what others would say about him?
I think so.
Okay. How often do you think that happens?
I mean, whenever there's, like I said, whenever people are doing like new exciting things, he's so scared that
Okay.
he won't do it. Nervous.
Do you think he realizes that this fear might be excessive? Or,
I don't know. I feel like it has to, I think he has to want friends and want people to hang out with.
mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, he doesn't seem sad. He seems more mad.
Yeah.
So maybe he just doesn't care. I don't know.
Okay. Do you think if he's shy or worried at all, do you think it affects his relationships with his friends or you guys or school?
Yeah, I think he doesn't have as many social supports as he could.
Okay. Um, does he have severe anxiety, crying, tantrums, or marked distress?
Yeah, he definitely has tantrums.
Okay.
He definitely cries a lot.
Mm.
And I feel like it's very uncommon for someone his age to do some of those things.
Okay.
That's one of the main reasons we wanted to come see you. Just we feel like it's very weird
Mm-hmm.
for someone his age to still be doing those types of things.
Right. Does he seem, you had mentioned that he's scared of needles before. Right?
Yeah.
So scared of blood.
Yeah.
Does he have,
just, I mean, yeah. Whenever there's any type of, this has been since he was little,
mm-hmm.
whenever he has any type of medical thing going on, whether it's getting blood drawn or getting a shot, really anything that requires, seeing blood or knowing that there's going to be a needle involved, he gets very upset. We have to hold him down, or the doctors have to hold him down.
Is he scared of any other types of stimuli or situations, like heights or animals or insects?
No, just the needles.
Okay. Do you think he realizes that he's like excessively scared about the needles?
I think he must. I mean,
mm-hmm.
when other, kids his age get shots, they don't need to be held down.
Right.
So I would, yeah.
Do you think it's, sorry?
No, he's never talked about it, but
mm-hmm.
I can tell that he must be embarrassed.
Okay. Do you think it's been 6 months or more since this?
It's not forever, yeah.
Okay. Does he think a lot about things that have already happened? So, for example, do you think he would worry about giving the right answer in school?
Yeah.
Or
yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, like
mm-hmm.
with if there's a test or something,
mm-hmm.
and he's scared that he'll do poorly on it.
Or just if it already happened.
Oh, it already.
Mm-hmm. Like if the teacher asks a question, does he worry later that he gave the wrong answer?
I think probably.
Mm-hmm. Or like if he talks to a friend, does he wonder often if he said the right thing to them?
That's hard to say because he doesn't really tell me about his relationships with others.
Mm-hmm.
He just talks about not really having many friends.
Okay.
But I don't know if I don't know about that one.
Okay. Do you think he thinks it's very important to be good at everything?
Yes.
Does he get upset if he misses a few questions on a test, even if he got a good grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he always got A's.
Okay.
And last year he got a B.
Okay.
And that's when everything went downhill. He had this big nervous breakdown, and
Okay.
he's such a
So it's because of the
perfectionist.
grade. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you think he's able to forget about these worries if he really tried to?
I don't think so. I think it's always on his mind.
Okay. Um, is he restless often?
A little bit. I mean, I wouldn't say that's his biggest problem.
Okay. Is he easily fatigued?
No.
Okay. Does he have difficulty concentrating or have his mind go blank because of anxiety? Has he ever reported that?
He's never reported that,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't be surprised if
Okay.
that's happened.
You mentioned irritability. Does he have any muscle tension, aches, or soreness?
No.
Okay. Does he ever have trouble falling or staying asleep or talk
No.
about ons? Okay.
No.
Um, one moment while I get to the right page. Does he seem to make a lot of careless mistakes at school?
No. I don't think. I mean, he's such a perfectionist that that's not really something that happens.
Okay. Is it hard for him, you think, to remember what you guys or his teachers say? Like, because he's not listening?
No, that's not a problem.
Do you think he tunes people out?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he in school, like he's always asking for reassurance, so he's gonna be waiting for that. He's not gonna. I can't see him ignoring it. I mean,
Right.
maybe if he's getting upset with my husband and I,
Right.
he might tune out what we're saying. But I mean, what kid doesn't do that?
Okay. Makes sense. Does he have a difficulty following directions or instructions? Do the teachers complain about this?
They just complain that like they've given the instruction and he doesn't go with it. He just asks more about it.
Mm-hmm.
And at home, he doesn't follow through with doing like chores and stuff around the house.
Okay.
Especially if he finds it challenging. He doesn't like that.
Okay. So it's pretty often where he gets in trouble for not finishing chores or doing chores.
Yeah.
Is his desk, would you know if his desk or locker at school are messy?
I'm sure it's pretty clean.
Okay. Does he have a hard time getting ready for school in the morning?
Just if there's a test or something and he doesn't want to go, but not with the actual getting ready process.
Okay. Does he lose things often?
No.
Does he ever leave his homework at home or
No, he
is he
always,
forgetful?
no, he always has his homework with him.
Okay. Does he ever leave things outside accidentally?
No, he doesn't do that.
You said he wasn't very fidgety, correct?
really, no. Yeah, no, I haven't really seen that.
Does he often run around or climb things he shouldn't?
No,
Or feel restless?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do people often tell him that his motor is always running?
No, no one's really ever said that.
Okay. Does he have a hard time playing quietly?
No.
Does he ever call out answers before he was actually called on?
No.
Does he have a hard time taking turns in games?
No. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, he doesn't play with friends all that often, but I don't think that's really a problem for him.
Okay. Does he have trouble in talking out of turn in class?
No. I mean, maybe just to, ask the teacher for more clarifying questions, but during a group discussion or something, or a group lesson, I don't think he calls out without raising his hand.
Okay. How old do you think he was when he started having these troubles?
I mean, he's been on medication since he was 5.
Okay.
And then it got really, really bad in the last year.
Okay. What kind of medications?
He's been on a stimulant medication since he
Okay.
was 5. The psychiatrist tried some, I think they're called SSRIs,
Okay.
but they didn't really help.
So for his mood?
Yeah, now he's on Abilify and lithium, and that's kind of what caused the weight gain.
Okay.
But, I mean, even still, it hasn't really done anything. I always thought that would be like the last resort and it would help, but even that hasn't helped.
Right. Is he easily annoyed?
I think so.
So has a short fuse, you would say?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think he does when he's annoyed or feeling bugged?
Yells, pushes his sister.
Okay.
He's not nice.
So he gets pretty angry or cranky with you or your daughter.
He's very irritable.
Husband. Okay. Does he seem spiteful or vindictive?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you think he annoys people on purpose?
I don't think he does it on purpose. I think he doesn't know how else to handle himself.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think he's happy with how he acts.
Okay. When he does get into trouble, does he think it's his own fault or does he blame someone else?
I think he knows that it's him.
Okay.
He doesn't blame other people.
How long? Sorry. Does he ever break other people's things on purpose?
Some of the stuff with his sisters.
Okay. But at school or school property?
Not aggressive. He doesn't do anything with the school property.
Has he ever broken in anywhere illegally?
No.
Okay. Does he ever steal?
No.
Okay. Has he set any fires?
No.
When does he have a curfew for getting home at night?
Does he have a curfew right now?
Mm-hmm.
No, but he doesn't go out, so there's no need to.
Okay. Makes sense. Has he ever run away from your home?
No.
Has he ever used an object or item to hurt someone?
He's just hurt his sister, but he pushes her and shoves her. He doesn't hurt her with an object.
Has he ever beaten someone up for no reason?
I don't.
I guess you've mentioned.
Yeah, he just
daughter, but
yeah, he's aggressive with my daughter. But again, I don't think it just comes out of nowhere. I think there's something that triggers it.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, she's younger. She's smaller than him, maybe it's just an easy target.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel awful saying that. I don't know.
Sorry to hear that. Has he ever been cruel to any animals?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for meeting with me to talk about TJ. I'm sorry that it's such a long interview, but I appreciate your help.
Thank you.
And now I just plan to meet with TJ separately. I'll be asking him a lot of the same questions just to get his input. So if you have any other questions or anything, just let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.